Right, over to you.
Hello, we are Enigma. I am Ted. This is Matt.
I'm Zephan.
I'm Niall.
And this is our robot. We have programmed him to do a little demo for you, which Matt is going to explain.
Right. So as we switch it on, it's going to start heading towards an obstacle here, at which point it will know that it can't go there, and then it will turn around to avoid it. This is to avoid it crashing into anything on Mars. Now it's heading up a ramp. This is to test that when it arrives. That's not what Well, that's the Imperial soundtrack for you.
The robot just pranked us.
Yeah.
Thanks for making it be in all those memes over the week.
We could try and set it up so that it turns around. Then we set it on there so it. No, never mind. Well, that's that. Ideally, when it gets to the edge of the platform here, it will detect with these sensors that it can't go over it, and then it will turn around to avoid it.
The way that we program that is basically we started off with a simple forward straight function, and then using an if statement we managed to find out the distance, and then depending on when it became lower than 20 centimeters it turns around, reverses, and then using the same if statement in a different function managed to detect the distance using the sensors as I've said. And then it does a 360 and plays the march tune.
So what have you enjoyed over the course of the week out of all of the challenges?
Definitely probably learning the coding from what is basically Scratch, because I really had no idea about it before this.
Yeah.
It was very different.
It's similar to Python, but not always similar to Python.
What was the biggest difference between Python and C++?
Mainly the commands, I think, because for Python, you just say print something, and then it would just say that. But with C++, you'd have to type more commands. There's much more of a variety of commands, I think.
What have you enjoyed over the week?
It's just been really interesting meeting all the mentors and things, and learning the code has probably been the major thing, and it's been really interesting and I really enjoyed it.
And would you recommend it to other people?
Yes, I would.
You would? Excellent. Has anybody got any questions for Team Enigma? I've quizzed them quite a lot, so don't worry if you have them.
Can I ask, how did you get that to play the Star Wars bit? That was really cool. I like that bit.
We added a buzzer to the don't know what this is called on there, but yeah, motherboard sort of thing on there, and we managed to find code that would allow us to play the Imperial march out of the buzzer by doing different frequencies of the tuning mix.
That's brilliant.
Did working on this inspire you to think of any other application that you might want to go in some other field maybe that you might want to go and have a go at?
Not really sure, but I've definitely become more interested in this type of field since I started on Tuesday, more than I think I was before it. So, yeah.
Can we get a huge round of applause for you?
Hi, we're Raspberry Pavlova. I'm Peter. I'm from Penn Air.
I'm Elliot. I'm also from Penn Air.
I'm Tom. I'm also from Penn Air.
I'm Joe. I'm not from Penn Air.
So over the course of this week, we've been learning C++ from scratch. None of us have known it.
We used different functions to create complex maneuvers to make the code more presentable and neat, and then use the language to code the rover.
So here's a demonstration of what we have been learning over the course of this week. So we'll start off with a zigzag up to hopefully the X. But that happened. So now it's going to do a figure of 8. And yeah, let's do that. And once it's completed the normal figure of 8, it will then do it again backwards. Hopefully finish in the same place that it started in. But we have had some issues with the code. Like that.
That's not right.
And now it has just gone off
It wants to go to Goon Hilly.
What I'm thinking is for once it has finished the figure eight, for it to turn around and come back to us. But we must not have got the right angles.
No.
So what I've enjoyed the most is learning C++ from scratch. I found it a very interesting and insightful experience.
I've enjoyed learning C++ too. We use Python in school, and C++ is quite similar to Python, and it's helped me develop skills in coding.
I'm the same as Ellie and Peter. I've loved learning C++ throughout the whole week, and it's been good working with some people I know and creating new friends whilst learning it.
And my favourite thing is not really the coding as such, but more the graphic design type of things as well. I'm a bit more creative, and also it's quite fun learning coding as well for the first time ever.
We'd all definitely recommend it, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's a great experience learning. It's just amazing.
Oh, the horses. Has anybody got any questions for Raspberry Pavlova?
What are the 2 poems?
Excellent.
Why do you think the angles were? Why were the angles hard to work out?
Because the motors spin at different speeds, so
one of
turning
them
left
is
and
the
right.
way
you have
round,
to
and
use
the other
different
one's
numbers.
180 degrees in the opposite direction. So it's hard to get the right power on both of them to make it be able to do the correct turns.
How often before today have you given presentations in public?
First time.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
You've given quite a
I've done
few.
quite a few presentations.
Hence a bit of humour at the front. Never be afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, you will get nervous every time before you go on. You want to go to the toilet and all the rest of it. I've given lots and lots of presentations, including as a musician, and I'm always nervous before I start. But as soon as you start, it goes well, and that's what you're going to learn from today. Basically, you've done very well for the first presentation. It'll get better, but you'll always be nervous because you care about what you're going to say. So, never be worried if you're nervous. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Can we get another round of applause, please?
We are 43, 6F, 64, 65, 2D, 64, 79. And in hexadecimal, it translates to Cody. So CODE hyphen DY. So we thought it's quite smart. Right, so my name is Ben, and I've had some experience in programming, but only with Python-based languages.
My name's Tony. I've been practicing C++ over the last few weeks, just trying to get a bit of a framework going for this mission to Mars.
Hi, my name is Mel. I have programmed in a few programming languages, such as Python, HTML, JavaScript, and a small bit of C#, which I'm currently doing in my assignments.
And we would like to introduce you to the most important member, Ada, or Adi as we call her. And she has an Arduino microchip, if you can see there, the blue thing. And that's what allows us to control her movements. And she can perform some basic actions like moving forward and back. And also, but the main problem that we had with her is, as briefly touched upon, one of the motors is flipped around. And because of the way motors work, they don't go as fast backwards as they do forwards. So we had to adjust the motor speeds, and we created a small program that means every half a second, basically those magnets there will count the amount of pulses and adjust them so that the slower motor and the faster one are equal. Yes, we can also turn with it. And now she's going to dance for you guys. So, right. So, as you can see, that's her moving into a straight line. She's now going to turn 90 degrees and move a little bit and complete a square. Our mentor is trying to encourage us to dance as well as Ada. Now Ada's going to do a bit of showing off and do a bit of reversing. I know, I'd struggle to do that in a car. Now she's going to turn and go diagonally. Thankfully that worked. Cross and come towards us. She's going to turn, go diagonal again, and do some nice little 360s. Thank you. Back here for now. Right, so my favourite part of this week was learning a whole new programming language, which is called C++. And I would recommend the mission to Mars, as it gives a pre-designated work experience week, where you can get a genuine feel for how the workplace actually feels.
What I enjoyed about the week was that everyone here is really friendly, really helpful as well. Getting to learn to code in context. So when I was practicing beforehand, it was all just sort of blurted out at you in quite a simplistic way. So it's hard to really remember it, so learning in context helps remember it a lot. That's fine, yeah. Definitely recommend it. Like I say, everyone's been really helpful. I've learned a lot more and a lot faster in this short week than I have in the last few weeks just practicing on my own.
The best part of this week for me was learning the basics of object-oriented programming, which we started to use within our program, but it went a bit astray because it required so many different classes and objects, and it just got all confuddled in a way. I would definitely recommend this course, as it gives you a chance to experiment with coding, making new friends, and it gives you a chance to either decide or not if you want to go into this area in computing.
Thanks everyone, thanks for listening. We've been doing coding.
Are there any questions from the audience?
If you have you thought about what might happen when Ada actually goes to Mars? What do you think might be what are the fundamental issues you have in controlling Ada? Because you won't. Will you let her go on her own on Mars, or will you have to monitor or whatever?
Well, with the Arduino chip there, if we wanted to, we can run that demonstration over and over because it's saved in there. Okay. So we can't change it anymore unless we hook it up to a computer, which requires a micro USB. So I suppose if the code isn't perfect, we'll have no way of altering it because it will be thousands of miles away. So everything will have to be perfect and ready for the conditions.
And you don't think people on Earth might want to see what's happening with the rover on Mars?
I think there's definitely capabilities to include a camera, so you can obviously record where it's going and what it's doing. Have a few more different sensors as well to take readings and send those back to Earth as well.
Good. And what about controlling those things from what might be the most fundamental issue with it being on Mars? And you trying to control it from the computer on Earth?
There's going to be quite a long delay if we input something. If we do implement some sort of remote control, it's going to take a long time before I'll actually read that and respond. So,
very good.
Have to take that into consideration as well, for sure.
Yeah, it's a very big problem.
Yeah.
Good. Well done.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Over to you.
I'm Jack.
I'm Adam.
I'm Alex.
I'm James, and we are the Random Robots.
So I have no knowledge in programming at all. I came from a more gaming side.
I've had a slight experience in Python programming, but it's been really good to get over and learn some C++ to expand my sort of knowledge on multiple programming languages.
I knew a bit about programming because I take GCSE Computer Science.
I knew pretty much nothing, only what I've done in lessons, and just came here to learn more.
Now, I think what we can all say is what we enjoyed the most about coming here is when you fail and you redo it and you finally succeed, it's one of the best feelings coming here. Especially when you're doing something extremely hard, as you said, the straight line. That is difficult, but when you finally do succeed, it's quite nice.
I felt like it was a very good work experience environment because it was a great place to work with new people, which gave a realistic experience, and also just the work experience overall was brilliant. It was really enjoyable.
I really enjoyed watching the robot follow your program. It doesn't always do what you want it to do.
I really enjoyed just finding like the capabilities of the robot and seeing like what different things you can make it do.
I think what we all will say is we definitely recommend Mission to Mars, as we all felt like it really did widen our experience more, and Tony and Steve and all those contributors were extremely helpful and really did help teach us C++ programming.
Also, I would agree with that, and I'd like to say everyone was very respectful through the experiences. It was a comfortable place to be, to learn.
In Mission to Mars, I learned C++, which is a language I've never used before, and the teachers helped a lot with that.
Yeah, I was just surprised that like you came in here, told you a couple of basic commands, and it's amazing like how quickly you just managed to pick it up. Because it didn't feel like you were actually learning anything, then you went to do it and all sort of just happened. Now we're going to do a little demo of the robot, and we will explain what it is meant to be doing while it happens.
So it's moving forward, and then it's doing figure of 8 using 90-degree turns. And we do that by using one motor, the left motor or the right motor, on reverse, and the other one moving forward. And now it's doing a circular turn, which has one motor moving a lot faster than the other.
And now it's going to continue to go on in a straight line once the circle's completed. And now it's going to keep on going forward, slowly coming into the barrel, and it's going to change direction away from it. And that's going to come to a halt, and there's going to be light splashing on it at the front.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Tyler. Excellent.
Hope it stopped.
They're trying to get off to Mars already.
Any questions?
What was that? The circular term, was that difficult to calculate the differential in the motors?
Well, I think I wasn't here when they did it, but I think it was pretty easy. All you needed to do was calculate the time it would take for it to do a full rotational. So you would just simply slow down the track, and from there you can do a bit of judge work, really.
Yeah, so what happened is, so the top speed of motors is 255 on a analog scale. We set one of the motors to 255 and put one of them down to 50. Set it to go around in a circle for 20 seconds. Timed it while it was doing it. Figured out it took about 16 seconds to do one rotation. Just changed the time it was going to do that for 16 seconds. That's how we got the circle.
Well done. Have you got any advice for future people participating?
Don't try and rush it.
When you come here, come with an open mind. It certainly helps when you're ready to learn.
Get to know your team, because without your team you can't do it by yourself. Like, some people are better at the wires and some people are better at the programming.
Any more questions? I think it's pretty comprehensive. Round of applause.